Everybody now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's Thursday, everyone. How are we? Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The Punchy's here already. Good to see you live and loud. And we're here for some members action. Bo-bo-bo-bo-bo. Thursday. Shake the cobwebs off. Stretch the muscles out. Get ready to rock and roll. We've got tons of stuff to get stuck into from you guys. You guys call the shots here. This is the member stream. I am eager to get stuck straight into it. So any requests, get them chucked straight into the chat. And we'll wrestle them all as they come through, as we just load up the screen and get comfy and get sorted. I'm just clicking about with my own nonsense ahead of the Friday deadline show tomorrow, and just playing about with teams and stuff like that. I have the Sorare CSC with McBride tonight at 7 o'clock, so ideally we're keeping this one to an hour and a half, and yeah, I'll happily just mess about until you guys throw some stuff at me for us to go and have a wee look at and whatever. But I've been wrestling and deleting a few different things here and there. I think I just about got to MLS. And just second guessing myself, like any good Sorare manager does. You know, you build your teams, you delete your teams, you build your teams, you delete your teams. It's the process. It's the way it goes, isn't it? So, yeah, I've been doing that. I'm sure you guys have been doing that too. There's a few unknowns coming into the weekend for lots of teams between MLS and the European stuff. They're kind of at the opposite end of the timeline from one another in terms of beginning of the season, end of season, that sort of thing. And yeah, man, NYC injury problems are not fun for me. It doesn't feel like, I'm not too sure. It's a great team, but it's like team 3, so it's not really much of an issue, I suppose. And let's try this freeze. Yeah, okay, we've still got Gustavo Truin. Yeah, Parks. See, O'Neill's down is not going to play. Is that just a sort of inside thing? Because, yeah, I think that's why I deleted my teams, actually, because I'm not convinced that O'Neill is out for the game unless that's been, like, known. Or we check it RotoWire in case there's official report. And this is basically all Deke as well, isn't it? But, yeah, I think it's just because he went off the last game injured. I don't think there's any actual... what do you make it? Injury status report thing. He came off injured last weekend. I was watching it. It was like a clash of knees. I'm not really too concerned about his injury status unless, as I say, something has came out that I'm not quite caught yet. How's he spelling his name? Double L. Gonna have a wee nosy. Aidan O'Neill. Oh, that looks like one there. Let's see, it might be on this thread here. An ankle injury during... unclear. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to that top. There was... Yeah, May 3rd, that was 4 days ago. The Aussie has been playing with an injured ankle for some time, according to Jansen. Return timeline unknown as of now.
In fact, so that is something that we are aware of. But he had a moment in the game, just I think it was 5-6 minutes before we took him off. He had a moment in midfield where he tried to turn. And Aidan is a player that plays on the half turn always, either left or right, it doesn't matter. But his ankle just locked and had too much pain to continue. He tried it for a couple of minutes, and I know for a fact that Ado is not a guy that just steps out unnecessary. So he couldn't continue, and then it's Pepe. Injury might have been. Yeah, he has an ankle issue, but he plays with some issues in his ankle all the time. He doesn't know any better, in fact.
Interesting. Evening, lads. Good to see you all here. I see Stephen Vinnick, I see Eddie, Michael, James Wakefield's picked up a season ticket as well, mate. Love that. Martin, good to see you. Good evening. And Thomas Ronyan, good to see you as well, mate. Yeah, that doesn't sound good, does it? I must confess. Yeah, an ankle. I think ankle's like a 2 weeker, so yeah, I think he's dodgy. Pereira's back from a snapped ankle. He looked alright off the bench last week, so yeah, he's probably a reasonable stand-in in that way. Devlin into the World Cup. Well, I think they're both going to be in the squad. Australia's squad, I don't think, is like so overspilling with talent that Devlin wouldn't be getting into the squad. I think he very much will be if he's fit enough, to be called upon. I think he would at least need to be. Yeah, so it's kind of hard actually to pick NYC teams beyond. Like I've got that team there that you see. I've got a leaderboard team which is the same team essentially again, but with the in-season Nico and a classic freeze. Oh no, it's flag freeze classic maxi. That's what I did to stretch that out. Basically a copy lineup for both. And then this team 3, we go with the big keeper. I think we need to go True and Gustavo in both teams anyway, don't we? Probably going Andy P and then, or no, well, I don't. Yeah, if I kind of admit that let's just go double forward. Nah, let's not. Let's stretch it out. Let's go Gustavo True in 2 teams, Andy P in 1. That maybe get a second Andy P if he's going to be playing. High XP True, Captain Ojeda. And then for this one, it'll be kind of the same thing again. But yeah, we're looking at Parks in mid. Excuse me. Which, from the start from the bench, will happen. And then we're playing the Wolf up here. I don't really mind that too much because I see I'm not convinced Pereira could start. It might be Parks. So I actually kind of don't mind that for the multi-entry. Those two kind of covering off each other. So I've got 2 teams that are safe. And then a third team that maybe both of them fly. Maybe one of them flies. And then the 4th team I think is just absolute crud. Potentially, isn't it? We've got Nico Cavallo. Another Parks. Seymour Reed, Malachi Jones. O'Toole not expected. Johnny Shore isn't out the picture either. Joya Masanga Bunge. Nah. Yeah, interesting. Maybe just put the Seymour Reed in. Why not? Just go get him some XP. Captain Freeze for that one. Why not? You never know. Early streak. You never know. A wee bit of XP farming. And a wee bit of randomness into that. So that's quite cool. Okay, that I'm happy enough with that. We can make some slight tweaks later if and when I need to. I built a champion D1 team. I didn't really go any further. I was quite eager to peruse Challenger once more. So limited D1 is kind of like, it's not the main team I've built. It's actually the 3rd team, but I tried to keep like standalones. I didn't try and keep I built stacks first of all. So the first 2 teams I built was this Puncher stack. Yeah, it's kind of standalone guys as well, isn't it? But then I went with the Celtic stack and another Celtic stack. Yeah, I made sure I built them before then limited. The Motherwell Sane thing, a Fenerbahce play. I've still got a team to fill. As I look at that, let's delete. I'm going to keep this Celtic stack here. I'll probably rebuild that stack, but I don't need to play it in that division, I don't think. Let's go to limited. Yeah, so the D1, I'll maybe see if I can improve with some of those guys I just took. So yeah, let's just delete. I don't mind both of those lineups being where they are, but let's just delete Motherwell and Fenerbahce. Yeah, let's just delete them. We'll clean it up a bit. Right, so this D1 limited is outside of a wee bit of stacking, isn't it? The best keeper, I think, is Trubin. But Mitov isn't bad at home at Dundee United. I don't mind that. Trubin are playing Braga. They're at home. Braga play Thursday night. I kind of like that for Trubin, if I'm honest. And as we know how effective Jose Mourinho's defence has been since been back at Benfica. Tierney feels like peak defender. Bednarek is kind of the guy, but I kind of wanted to put Bednarek in a heavy hitting team. because he's just got that spike form now, and it's not like the Glasgow Derby that Tierney's got, where he could get booked or some crazy thing could happen. Yeah, I like Talisca. I like Sani at home to 15th after they've basically cruised to the title. And then I've got Ajal Begovic or Negren, or Borja Sainz, in fact. Borja Sainz looks nailed to play. Or no, Benfica haven't been. Yeah, yeah, but it's Porto. Porto are doing well for the title. And then maybe Sani or Ajal Begovic. Oh no, yeah, Galatasaray was the title. I was getting two stuff muddled up there. Ajal Begovic has been alright, yeah, but maybe demoting him out of this isn't bad. Oh yeah, this feels powerful, man, doesn't it? Under the cap multi-club. Oh wow, eat your heart out, by the way. I'd probably have to go Captain Sani, because I think one decisive he's just killing. Oh, that feels great. That feels way better than what I had before. And then the Punchers team in D2. We'll go with the in-season meet of... Yeah, I don't mind that. And then who's the other big... It's probably a Tierney I'm looking at this point. Although Kratzig, Jonosuke Suzuki isn't a bad classic shout really in his own right. Lagerbielka, Selic. But no, we'll take a high XP. KT, please. Oh, Gundo's going to play. That could be kind of fun. Maximo Peroni. Vega, Janssen. Yeah, I've got some good guys here. See, it always annoys me how dodgy Vega is. Let me see. I love that the Porto have won the league, but in the next 2 game weeks, it's going to be a nightmare to get the lineups right. Nightmare. Quinny, a different kind of request today. How to prepare my gallery before next season in Rare. Never done one. Looking at Bundes and possibly minor leagues. Where would you go to have fun? What might be working when you... Oh, awesome. Right, let me just finish this wee train of thought, Thomas, and we'll just tackle that. It's a good topic. It's something we've kind of juggled with a little bit. But let's see what our starting point is a bit better to lay the context out, and we'll charge after that. Excuse me. Yeah, Borja seems like kind of nailed, which is nice. But yeah, Vega Froho is a dodgy one. I don't know if I want to have that in such a high stakes lineup. Excuse me. Janssen's been cooking. Kjærgaard is handy, so I like them. Was there any other midfielders? Elijah Just, I kind of want to keep him in the stack just in case Motherwell, succeed or fail. Asensio, yeah, I think Asensio's decent for a play this weekend. Fenerbahce really licking their wounds and such since Tedesco's left. They're away to Konyaspor. The table situation looks good for both of them. Interesting. Yeah, they're not too sure on Asensio. I think Asensio he was kind of like close to coming back for the Galatasaray game. Obviously didn't get off the bench, it looks like, and then the game afterwards as well, the same. So it's kind of a wee bit, dodgy. I think Froholt plays all the time. I think they're hard to imagine Vega getting dropped. Kjærgaard will play. How's the Austrian table looking? Ooh, this is massive. They're playing Lask, aren't they? Lask have just won the cup as well, if memory serves. Yeah, that's a big one. And then Denmark, Nordisland, Midgetland. Is there any permutations on that? Are people fighting for jostling for position, or is everything kind of done and dusted? Hey Quinny, any idea who the Canada #1 will be for the World Cup? I think Kripau. There was another guy as well that used to get minutes, so I'll look into that, James, in 2 seconds, mate. There was a guy who used to play for Red Star. His name was sounded like Serbian or Bosnian. He used to get minutes all the time. Yeah, Nordisland are trying to keep away from Viborg. Midgetland, yeah, I quite like that. Or Norrichland at home, yeah, I do quite like that. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. And then I've still got a Negren. We've still got Majal Begovic and Jordan Larson. Oh, yeah, that's the play. Oh, that kind of makes me want to pick Kratz again here, but um, Let's get at home. I'll stay away from the defender. I don't mind going for the attacker in the situation because just a wee decisive or a goal assist or something's job done, whereas the defender less likely to get that, and there's more bad situations that could be around the corner. And in this team, am I going to another Celtic stack, or am I going to another like best of the rest type thing? Where we go Mitov, Kratzig. Hmm. Nah, I don't think there's. I'd love to play Vega. I'd love to play Vega. I don't really mind Kjærgaard, but ultimately, I'm not sure any of them are much better than like Engels. And if I pick Engels into this team, I'm going to make it a Celtic lineup. I'm gonna. Yeah. Hoop life. Hmm. Kind of tricky, isn't it? Ordering the lineups. Butez is playing Verona. Oh, Butez is very D1y. Maybe keep him for champ. Dane Sinclair as well. Yeah, he's in the mix as well. Hey Quinny, can you have? Okay, let me just pause all this nonsense I'm up to. Right, let's get the request going. Thomas Ronium is up first. RT. Canada keeper was for Eddie. Yeah. Oh no. James Wakefield. Canada. Now I'm pretty sure you've done kind of what I'll start off to do, but we'll have a wee nosy around. Porto, it's hard to know who will play. There's a traditional second choice keeper. Yeah, the rotation will be done this week to finish the league at home with the starters. Interesting. So does that mean it's more likely for Vega to play? Oops, sorry guys, 2 seconds. Somebody's at my door. Maybe one of the kids. 2 seconds. And we're back. Right, where were we? I think it could be players like Claudio Ramos and stuff start this week. Oh, interesting. And then did we have another one? Rico man, hey Quinny, could you have a look at my unlimited Eredivisie cards for me? I'm going for streak 4. Yeah, Rico, let's do that. And we'll fire through them. Awesome. Rico man. Rico man. Right, RT. Right, let me go back to it. Different kind of question. Prepared gallery for next in-season rare. Looking at Bundes and minor leagues, where would you have fun? Now, minor leagues, I suppose, is Belgium and Eredivisie. We've obviously got the ML to the S. Now, the problem with preparing for next season in season is the only thing you can kind of do or play with or whatever is classics. Now, some classics are not really, let's just say, for lack of a better term, good. Or they may have an expiry date. So you could look at, and there's some guys that'll be safer than others, right? No one's going to say, oh, let's play Prem Rare next season and let's get ahead of the game by buying Mo Salah, because that's just asking for disaster. So you're thinking Bundesliga and minor leagues, right? What do minor leagues mean? I suppose that's Holland and Belgium. It could be J&K, but I doubt that. It might even be Challenger, which, but yeah, I don't mind that. Anything else in contender? Maybe Croatia could be coming into that category. There is also new leagues coming in Sorare 27, which we know about. So in terms of preparing for in-season rare, having an idea of what you want to attack in terms of a division or whatever is an idea. But I do, especially with the unknown. So I know obviously you're in Norway, Thomas, and there's maybe some other leagues that you are quite partial to or have a wee bit of a thing before that aren't on Sorare right now. So if that was to happen, it would be pretty terrible for you to go get a classic Kimmich and Olise and Kane, for example, and then, they've brought out this other league and, I want to spend all my money on this and own it. I can't because I've just committed to this, that, and the other thing and that. So it's actually a wee bit of a difficult one without you having like a legacy classic thing in there to direct it necessarily. Because, well, I tell you what I would be thinking first and foremost, right, is this MLS collection. That is its purpose, yeah? Like, we've spent money on this. Of course, we want it to wash its own face, no doubt about it. But what we want to try and do is not add any more MLS players to this, if at all reasonable and possible. Don't think that's going to be much of an ask, because the collections you've been playing with, you're pretty stacked on. You've probably had you're probably at saturation point card wise. There's not really much else for you to really go after unless you're going to open up another club, which is in itself a bit of a can of worms. I would steer you away from that. I think 4 MLS clubs with some pieces scattered around is plenty. It really is, and if it's not, then maybe there's a throw one of them out and replace them situation, but I wouldn't be overly keen to add to them unless we're being hyper prolific on streaks and leaderboard success, however we're washing it. But what I would want is start doing with rewards that come our way, as well as rewards as in cards and essence and stuff, but also in terms of cash, is starting to squirrel it, to be honest with you, mate. That would be the first thing I would think, is like starting to get it just set aside. You're building the transfer kitty for the summer window, you're waiting for those early accesses to come out. And yeah, like, I don't think there's much again, like, yeah, we could talk about like Bundesliga and like a classic Kimmich, and what's the price of a classic Kimmich to now? When does maybe Kimmich isn't a good example because he is going to the World Cup. Is there a guy like Kimmich that's not going to the World Cup? Is there a guy like that, like a league boss that's like a crap, like Kavicha? Right, so let's say, I know you've said Germany, but let's imagine it was France. We could spend a bit of time on this stream looking for guys like this that will not transfer, are hyper usable as classic cards, and looking at the Venn diagram. Oh my god, it's for sale. Oh my god, that has got to be one of the top 5 cards going, man. Napoli, Kavicha. Signed. Oh, that is wildly... 4 months ago for 200 quid. Wow. So he's 80 quid at Rare now. He's also got Champions League utility. He's slaying it right now. He's very much in the public eye. So he does have a wee bit of that going to go, oh wow, this guy's got Enzo too. This guy's got a meaty collection. Yeah, he's not trading. He's only selling for cash. Don't see that happening. So he's at 85 now. He's also taken a wee kind of price rise recently because he's slaying it again. But what we would be looking for is like these little lulls that will come around where 8 months ago, August, I guess there was a bit of pre-season hype about Club World Cup utility perhaps as well. But as you can see here, you can maybe not worry about the numbers here, but you can see the effect of the utility kind of dries up. A lot of people will try and get rid while they can and cash in some cash while they can. And then, it just kind of regresses. Look at that, 60, 70 quid. So that's the sort of thing to be making a list of, is who are these types of guys? When you say minor leagues, Thomas, you might be thinking Belgium in particularly, or Denmark, or something like that. So that'll help you kind of like narrow it down a bit. But I would, these are the only guys I'd be thinking about, as well as goalkeepers. One thing that could be, depends on what league that we're looking at here, one thing that could be interesting, which could be something we could explore for a moment here, is let's imagine we're going to go Bundesliga, right? Or even, let's just say we're going to be Champ Euro, right? Then now, it's not really great, right? So there's only a couple of games left, right? But it's not completely pointless at this point. But this is maybe something we want to see. We want to see a bit more air come out the tire on it. You know, we want to see the market go a bit flat. We want to see prices go down a bit more. And then we want to be, or not that we want to be, could we be swooping into the market for a classic 10, 10 guys. That's like a solid 7 with some rotators or some covers, some handcuffs, or however you want to attack it. Like Vanja Blankovic-Savic is a keeper that's very good at classic, could be wild and in season if Serie A was to return, or even for Scotland, that league if you're to go after that. Sorare classic is 23. Hard to know where he's going to be next year. Wow, is that a Ballon d'Or edition unopened? Wow, that is brilliant that they have kept that in there. Whoever buys that gets to open it. That is a lot of fun. That is really cool, by the way. That is really cool. Mignan's at a hundo. Yeah, a wee bit of World Cup premium on some of these guys, but there will be those ones. Like, look at that. In-season Dimitrovic, a tenner. But there will be somebody in here, maybe even 2 guys. Butez was 24, I just seen there. He's a good enough option in this way as well. But there'll be a goalkeeper or 2. You could probably pick 2 of them up for probably like 40 quid. Van de Voort Classic is 40 quid. There'll be some guys that are like a tenner and stuff like that, Anyone else going to jump out? You could get Galashe Van der Voort handcuff for 50 quid. Leno's 18. Trapp is 6. De Gregorio, he's getting limited supply, but he's at 56. The Juve keeper. So we could get like 2 keepers, either a handcuff or just 2 separate guys that we can cover each other with. And then you've got one. If there are 2 separate guys, it's not a handcuff. You quickly have your classic keeper to use any in-season outfielders with when you get going. Or you might try and win in-season guys, like I was kind of demonstrating on the Bundesliga video the other day. In-season Ramiro, 25. Classic ones of him will be even cheaper. It's mainly the point of highlighting that. Sommer at 20. I think Inter are trying to replace him this summer. Hard to imagine he's done, but where he goes next obviously is the issue around where he's at right now. Pickford's got England. Damon's at 19. Look at that. So Nubel at 25. There's 2 keepers for 40 quid. I don't think, or even 50 if you want to push it, isn't that much of a stretch and would be very usable. Defenders is a bit different, right? Because even in Champ, the power players like Hakimi, Grimaldo at 50 isn't bad, if we're being honest. He's got rumours to leave, so he's maybe a bit dangerous. But there'll be like 3 defenders that we could probably get at a decent enough cost. Rom at 37 is somewhat appealing to me because he's 100 capable. It's quite an important element here. But look at this, 8 Nuri. I know he's injured and stuff, but Man City fullback when he is going to play, 12 quid. Eric Garcia, Barca centre back when he is going to play, isn't bad. Koundé, I like Koundé as well. Mavropanos fancies moving up the food chain. He's 3 quid, and he's shown he can be very prolific in a good squad. Mark Guy, again, Man City, 35 quid. Romero probably moves up the food chain. He's at 40 quid. Again, some of these guys have World Cup prices. And again, you can even play World Cup with them, of course, if you even wanted to do it in that sense, like make it World Cup Classic Champ in its own kind of way. Mittelstadt, again, there's a difference between some of them in price, like Mittelstadt and Schlotterbeck types, isn't there? But I think you could easily get 3 defenders at even Trent at 30 quid. Like, for all the crap Real Madrid are going through, he's playing, he's going to play, he's good at SO5, and if he gets really ticking again, like, he will be better than ever. 30 quid for that could look good quite quickly. I think you've got like Jokey Anderson for 2 quid. You know, like, filling up the champ defence isn't expensive or hard. You know, you might need to forego some of the top shelf talent, but for playing Classic and there'll be no more divisions next year, shoot your shot every week essentially. There's a Kavicha mid for 80 quid. Mid, you maybe need to spend a wee bit more to get more in places, but again, with some of the good ones, there's just so much uncertainty with futures, and you're maybe paying a premium on certainty. Calhanoglu would be cool, but again, likes an injury, doesn't he? Pascal Gross is getting older, but fine. Damsgaard, if that was your Enzo. There's in-season Rodri at 95. Golovin a fiver, you know, so depending on budget, taste, appetite, there's Soler at a fiver, depending on how you want to work it. Getting a classic mid, you know, with midfield, I really do feel that you get what you pay for in Champ. Like, if you want reliable scores, you can see price-wise who brings that. And then anyone really probably under that 20 quid mark, like McGinn can be okay for like a month or two. Not always. Same with a bunch of these guys that are all priced the same, but Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson, a few guys like that, you expect them to be more prolific more often. Valverde as well, 50 quid there, and they're priced appropriately. Let's go 20 quid. Hugo Larson, 12 quid. Again, depending on what your taste is and budget, there's a lot of options in mid. Forward is when I normally feel Classic gets tough, because like Yamal and some of these other guys are just never ever cheap. Kavicha looks great for it, but there will be some rotation to concern yourself with. Just for PSG in general, as you can see here, he's not a play every week guy. Does play most weeks, of course, when it's the meat of the season. But yeah, he's not always. Again, who is really, I suppose. Abdi's looking really good there for 32 quid, by the way. Absolutely rinsing it right now. Cherky 100. Pepe's only 9. So again, depending on how you want to cut it, because that's just going to pull you Champ Essence or World Cup Classic Essence or whatever the hell's going to go on in the summer. Again, depending on how you format this exactly. But I dare say, like 200 quid, you could probably build a strong 10 to 12 cards, depending on what we're buying and what price we're getting them for, obviously. And you've got a team, maybe with 2 keepers, you've got that springboard to get into in-season, whatever, next season. It's kind of harder to do this with the minor leagues as you described them, because they've just got much more attrition on transfer windows. You know, a lot more players turn over and stuff. Champ could be quite good. 50 for 26. You know what I mean? Like, that's very usable. Very usable. ASM's only just signs for loans. 6 quid. Old school Jokeres, 33. Ishmael Satara. That's the 2 ways I'd look at it, mate. I'd either be looking at saving, squirreling, and looking for like the Kimmich or whatever to kind of pull out the herd, as it were. Or if you're looking for something a bit more proactive and a bit more, let's say, budget friendly, and something that can actually like manufacture cards, then maybe not quite now, but maybe in like a week, all the non-World Cup Champ Classics, it's a buyer's market. Ones that are going to the World Cup, maybe a different story to some extent, but if you're not going to the World Cup Classic Champ, it'll be a good time to get for me. Hey Quinny, can you have a look at what my best Prem lineups for this weekend? Yeah, no problem. Liam, I'll add you on. Add you on, Liam. Pev. When do cards normally come out? Well, they came out last year, like kind of end of August, I want to say, and they were early access, so it's just like those little SIM card looking things. And then like end of September, we got pictures, didn't we? So yeah, they came out like a month before the season started. 3 weeks a month, I think, before the season started. Could you take a look at my team and see where to play fifth streak? Okay, sorry, I only do this for the channel members, the season ticket holders, mate. I'd love to, but I'm kind of tight for time today, and I've already got member stuff in. So sometimes if you're not a member but you're a subscriber, I don't mind. Like, let's have a wee look and see if we can help out. But I really won't be able to do that kind of thing today, mate. New crafting announcement just dropped. Oh, let's take a wee sidestep. Crafting update coming May 13th. That's 5 days from now. 6 days from now. New tier test, same as sets. Update special craft odds. Scarcity specific clues. Okay, let's see what this is saying. As we shared in previous updates to card tiering. New tiers. Based on time and appearances, 0 minutes played in the last 3 matches or less than 50 minutes total in the last 10. Okay, that's cool. Roster, based on time and appearance, at least 50 total minutes in the last 10, at least 1 appearance on the pitch in the last 3. And then a key player, score, field players average score more than 55, goalkeepers more than 50 in the last 10. Cool. The full list of icons and stars of each league is available in the blog post. Nice. Please note automatic tiers are updated daily. A new tiering system is designed to be transparent. Stars and icons are not differentiated in Sorare Pro crafting. There are no dedicated odds or special craft categories for icons, which only represent around 4 players per league. The best odds and special pools apply to the combined start and icon pool, comparable to the current tier 0 pool. That also means that when you use highest tier clue that you have either a star or an icon card in your draw, it will indicate that your draw contains, as those 2 tiers are not differentiated as explained. Weird. Cool. Updated odds here. Starting Wednesday, May 13th, clues will become scarcity specific. Okay. As announced in the AMA, clues will not expire. Nice. What's next? Keep monitoring stuff. Cool. Will do. Will do. So yeah, Thomas, that's the kind of 2 main angles of approach I think you've got, mate. You've got a very comprehensive MLS thing here, which should be churning and burning for you. And either build a wee 10-man effort for Champ Classic, just a wee 1-man team. Take it from there. Maybe you can roll some of it in the World Cup, perhaps. A wee bit of arenas or something like that. But I think that's your only options, really, because with new leagues coming around the corner, it makes it even more. I think you do want to be non-committal on any new competitions until you've got the full lay of the land, really. Just a bit more detail for my request. I'm diving back from HP Studios. I'm going for streak 4, so I'm tempted to get some smashers to properly go for it. Mason Miller, yeah, let's add you in, buddy. Mason Miller. Well done on the Chimiti trade, by the way. Gave the Sinisalo away yesterday. Hope that does you well, buddy. Hopefully it's not good luck for the weekend, though. I hope it's bad luck for this weekend. Athletic are interested in Matt O'Reilly. I can imagine that. Evening, Quinny. Hope you're well. Very good, David. Good to see you, mate. Have you seen the new blog? Yeah, it's not kind of nothing, isn't it? A bit of a nothing burger. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, no problem, mate. Or okay. Okay. So Canada, right? So Canada keeper. I kind of think is Kripau, to be honest with you. That was the way I was kind of feeling it. Although Dane St. Clair playing with Messi, yeah. Dane St. Clair is a good keeper. He's got a bit more of that. Wow, Pantomis is also in the frame. Who else played this game? Gavran against Guatemala. That's just audition time, isn't it? Kripau is like, well, normally when I'm stuck in these positions, you'll never know really what it's like. But I often think, like, if I was the manager, because again, the one thing I learned from coaching, right, and actually like running teams for yourself and everything, I was always quite conscious of my record. You know, played, wins, losses, draws. And I would hate losing. I just don't want losses on my record, essentially. And goalkeeper is one of those positions that over the years, like, I don't know how many losses I've had over my time coaching and managing and stuff, right? But goalkeepers can play a part in losses very comfortably. And there's almost always a trade-off with goalkeeper. I think a lot of people would agree with that. And I think like Kripau is a keeper that I think when it's raining down shots, pressure is on, he's the guy I would be looking to turn to more than St. Clair. Again, without knowing these guys personally or being in the camp or really knowing them, it's really hard to... It looks like St. Clair is really getting the lion's share of the good quality minutes here. No, maybe not, by the way. Again, they're on host duty, so everything they're doing is friendlies. So the manager's got real freedom to toy with it. Real freedom to toy with it, which he has been. That's a nightmare, by the way. I think from an SO5 perspective, you can't really buy into that with any confidence. It will be Kripau or St. Clair from what it seems in the third, was it Waterman or something? No, not Waterman. The Pantomis is, yeah, you're going to need to handcuff that. Maybe Jesse Marsh comes out with an announcement pre-tournament. Doesn't feel like a very Jesse Marsh thing to do. It feels like he would be wanting to keep them competitive and on each other's cases. I don't think you can buy into that with any degree of confidence, mate, unless some announcement comes. I personally would be picking Kripau if I was Canada boss. Although St. Clair, like, what is the Canada fixtures? Because is there even any point? Like, if they mix it up a wee bit, like they'll maybe not be dominated by a team and they want to play the play out from the back goalkeeper against Qatar. You know, like, yeah, that's maybe a silver lining if you buy both of them. Like, one of them probably plays the first match. These friendlies will tell you a lot next month. But yes, someone probably plays Bosnia. The other one will play Qatar. And then there'll be a bit of a decision for the last game. That's what I think will happen. Qatar's a bit of a free hit. Not totally, because they are qualified for the World Cup. But, you know, Canada should be rinsing them, really. So that's yeah. Who was it asked again? James Wakefield. I just wouldn't be touching that if you needed to. Unless you had to, sorry. I would stay away from it. If you've got both of them already and you're just looking for who plays, those friendlies will tell you probably everything you need to know. But my opinion at this point is it'll go the way I've just kind of said there. There's other goalkeepers that are in the same price range. I would suggest both of them have in-season tax on them now because of MLS, but depending on what scarcity you're at, someone like Livakovic or, you know, there's other guys that will be a wee bit under the radar a wee bit. Interesting how you now have more potential rooms to go into. Is that what that means, David Taylor? Thanks. You think it'll be too easy to identify the hitters, of course. If I'm not too late, could you take a look at my in-season MLS team and my World Cup teams? Yeah, Aidan, no problem, mate. I might even do this over. I might even come back if I don't get everything through tonight. Because I do have a stream with McBride at 7, so I might even pick up in the morning with these member requests. I'll just take a wee note of them. It won't be hard. But that was Aidan Smith. Beg your pardon, Aidan. Let me just pop you in. Because your request is quite big there, and as I read it, I think I'm either going to have to rattle through one half of it, or we could do it properly later. At the Copa America, Krapau played every game apart from the semi. Yeah, man, I think like Krapau is the keeper that I would choose to be. I get backs against the wall, high tension, blood to the head. He's a big keeper. Played with a broken finger and stuff like that. You know, like he's a keeper's keeper. Maxime Krapau. I like Dane Sinclair. I've been a big fan of Dane Sinclair since he came into MLS. I wanted to get his cards really early when I don't even think, by the time he got cards, because he was a late guy to get cards, but by the time he got them, he was no longer U23, but he's a good prospect. I've liked him. I'm not trying to shade on him or anything, but I do think if you're asking me, like thinking about your own record, you don't want losses. It's a World Cup as well, host nation stuff, yada yada. You're probably going to give Dane Sinclair the Qatar game or Krapau, and the other one gets the other two. That's how I imagine it going. But if there's any, again, performances will dictate all this, of course. But I just feel if you're asking me blind who it will be, I would pick Krapau. I think I'm a member now. Oh, thanks very much. Okay, you are. You do appear to be a member. You've got your Jota card there. Love to see it. Can you help me now with Streak 5 La Liga Limited? Yeah, let's add you on, mate. I need your manager name. I'm going to assume it's the same thing that I see there on screen. But if it isn't, let me know, mate. There's a few Okies here. So let me know your name, mate, and I'll... 3710. That was no 3710s there. Went and bought a Glasgow Flint club, Josh. Love to see it, mate. Love to see it. Love to see it. Right, Rom, Rico man, we were after some Eredivisie smash power, weren't we? Where are we at? Rico man. Hey, Quinny, can you have a look at my limited Eredivisie cards going for streak 4? Riding high, mate. Closing it out strong at the end, by the way. How many Eredivisie games are even left? Where the hell's my flash scores went to? Have I closed it? Yeah, I did. Let's go get flash scores. Let's go and look at the Deutschies. The Duchies. PSV have won it. Wow, Ajax. NEC could technically catch Feyenoord. It's just not going to happen, but is it? But wow, yeah, Twente, Ajax, NEC. And what's the difference? Third is Champions League, fourth is Europa, and fifth is a playoff with these guys. Oh, sack that, man. If you're 20 Ajax, oh, they'll be raging, man. Oh, NEC flying high. GG's to them. Telstar trying to stay above the drop. Heracles are dead. Breda basically dead. I don't think there's any saving them. But Volendam and Telstar still scrambling for dear life. Excelsior, not quite safe, but as good as. Okay, so let's see what we're playing with. We'll look at the fixtures in a moment. Just wanted to get a bit of league context. I think that's the most important part here. At this stage, we have De Busser for Go Ahead. We have Kovar for PSV, who are playing Go Ahead Eagles. We have Barkas, Ajax. Now, that could be white. Like, Barkas is going to be usable in a Team 2 or Team 3 because facing shots is his thing. If he can keep the clean sheet, he's hitting a 90, you know. But Barkas is probably pretty good at 48 to 53 in this type of match anyway. And that's kind of usable. Because Ronald Koeman here, as you can see, it's not always the way we go. Wow, he's quite handy, actually. They're playing Heracles, Telstar. Oh! Ronald Koeman, Kovar. All three of your keepers very usable. A way to go ahead. And they have He Diddley Haw, don't they? 38 points. Yeah, they're not catching anybody for anything. So Kovar, I think, is number 1. Barkas... Ronald I'd probably go Koeman 2, Barkas 3. But I wonder what looks to be... Yeah, Utrecht really need to hang on. Just to make sure. They can't really do much better. So they just don't want to lose. Anyone else chasing anything? NEC. Yeah, let's have a look at fixtures. NEC away to Groningen. Twente Sparta's a Blood of Sorare game. Excelsior Volendam, yeah, I like that. Where was Volendam again? Maybe not. Okay, wrong tab. Where's Rico? So yeah, with goalkeepers, I'm not sure. There's a fourth I would pull out the league and recommend. Maybe Excelsior. Defence. Streak 4. Yeah, we need somebody. We need somebody, don't we? Limited, in-season, defender, Eredivisie. So they're inside. If you're at this level of streak mate at this time of the season, it's probably quite economic to snipe a few guys. PSV updated 7 hours ago. It'll click. Veerman, Mauro Jr. Nailed and nailed. Excelsior, Volendam. Van Gassel's alright. Yeah, people use him. Not sure there's much match motivation outside of that, but we could summon NEC's the other one away to Groningen. Who've got Etienne Weissen in goal. Wow, Philip Sandler's into midfield now. NEC are so attacking, aren't they? That's their thing. Kodai Sano is an attacking mid now. Yeah, I think Mauro Jr. at 5 is a bit of a no-brainer. I'll give you notification. Crafting update. Cool. I personally like Serginho Dest in general, but it was only like 60% on there. I just think he's really spiky, but I don't think he's been good this year at all. Zagaritis has been very usable this year. They play Breda. That's a good guy, by the way. He's a quid. Away to Breda. Heerenveen are in 7th. Yeah. They're looking to get up the pecking order a little bit here. And Breda are dead, basically. Yeah, I like Zagaritis. I think that's a good move. He's a quid. Zagaritis, Mauro Jr., Philip Sandler in midfield. How's he been cooking? Been doing alright. Maybe a bit more DA capable on the negative side, maybe as well as the positive. Maybe not that usable. Don't mind Gasarowski, but he's not really that great, to be honest with you. He's a wee bit unreliable. But yeah, I think defence-wise, I'll be looking at Zagaritis. I'll be looking at Mauro Jr. This Lucas Rossa guy, wee Brazilian. Doesn't do bad at home. I like him. £2. Your defenders here are cool, but yeah, I think for Streak 4 you just want to make sure you're going to do it rather than roll the dice with some of those lads, don't you? Veerman's the most sense in midfield. I'll see what the prices look like. Needs to make sense, doesn't it? £8 in the season, Veerman. Sign me up for that. Really like this guy as well. He's going to do great at Feyenoord next year. Playing Ajax. Could be, again, he did well against PSV and stuff. Did well against Celtic, that's where I remember him from. Maybe like a Team 3 guy or something, Team 4. Mini Coop is back. Rami's a rookie. Kodai Sano doesn't really do well, does he? Wanner was the other one I was thinking of, but yeah, he's not really popping. Or your setter. Doing alright. Yeah, the mid is a wee bit Nobody's really jumping out on form at the moment. Gluck. We love an attacking mid. It's a big game. Is he meant to be playing? Yeah. Gluck. That guy at right back, I'd definitely be getting him. He feels good. Yeah. um, Targaryen against AZ. Could be alright. So a bit of a tight game that when AZ are fighting for points. Feyenoord not like desperate for points, but I think they'd rather just if they lose and NEC win, they could have a hairy last day. I don't think they want that. They just want to secure it. And if we go to forward, excuse me, one more time. Managed to do alright, by the way. I don't think this guy was on it for playing, but when we looked at PSV, was he? Trenskow's, but yeah, Trenskow's a great shout. Players with that Zagaritis, it's a good match. He's in form. Really like that. Gots, yeah. Gots could be alright. 15 quid. Don't mind that. Pepe at 4 quid. I think you could basically buy a team. Minus the keeper. Oh, Carlson's playing well, is he? Carlson's happening. Maybe not really much for this season, but one to watch out for. UAID, I'm a big fan of. AZ, not a great game for him. He normally likes to batter the wee teams. Sorry, guys, the chat's been running away. Let me catch up with it. 20, the formed team over the last 5 at home to Sparta. Van Roy is a must. Oh, interesting perspective. Formed team is 20. Yeah, it is. Over the last 10. By the way, it holds up. Forms. By the way, 20. Yeah. By the way, who said that? Eddie. What a call, mate. What a shout. But are they 20 are at home to Sparta? Yes. Let's look at home form. Last 5 undefeated. No, that's Heerenveen. Where were 20? Last 5 at home. That's pretty good. Last 10. Solid, by the way. 1 loss. 2 losses in 15. That is really solid. Away from home. Who are they playing again? Sparta Prague. Sparta Rotterdam. Away from home. Yeah, 3 wins in the last 10. 15 away from home, which is the majority of the season at this point. They've been modest, but yeah, the form has tailed off. Last 5 away from home. Oh, third bottom. Yeah, form really looks good for 20. Looks really good for 20. And what are they playing for in the table? They're putting pressure on Ajax. Oh, and NEC. Yeah, 20 is a great... maybe overlooked that a little bit. Why? Where's Sparta? Yeah, Sparta are still kind of fighting for something, I guess. But that form... Eddie, great shout. Yeah, Van Roy's definitely a take. Teton still playing. He's back again. He's back again. Teton will not go down. Big TT. 38. Can he put a good dog down, can you? Don't know if we want a Teton in the mix. Sounds like it's just a recipe for disaster. Lamens was off the charts earlier. So yeah, Lamens, Rots, Van Roy, Zaruki. Very much come into the thinking there as well. But yeah, Rico, man, I think that's it. I think you could easily spend like 30 quid. make a realistic upgrade kind of team. You've got a lot of the guys that have done you well to get you here anyway. And I think there's enough good quality there going around where, like, what is the streak you're after? Eredivisie limited streak 4, $100. You could easily spend under 50 and capture that and be set up for 460. Right, I think there's some easy ticks there. Great help from the chat. 20 is a good team. Too bad the keeper's not playing. Yeah. I think Mika Gods is great. Plays well and lots of 80. Guido, yeah, he looks the part, man. Targaline looks the part too. Hey, I have a question. The play section is just a black screen. Or maybe reload it or something, mate. It's working for me. Might just be your browser or something. I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, getting the streak free was a surprise. Coleman's got a very good matchup. Sucks that Veerman isn't fully that guy now. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I've got your name here. Yeah, so it's just okay. I thought the exclamation mark was included there, sorry. And then after you, we had Gavin Ridley, I think, coming in with something right at the top of the chat. Gavin. What is Gavin's name again? Gavin. Look at my World Cup rares. I'd love to, mate. I'm not sure I'll have the time for all the requests we've got up here, which means I'll just do them first thing in the morning. What's your name again? No. Oh, I'll remember as soon as you say it, Gavin. All day skills. Michael, good to see you guys in the chat. Just watched it back, Quinny. No problem. Thomas, my pleasure, mate. I'll just put Ridley in here because I remember who it is. But yeah, Rico, I think some great help from the chat there. I think 20 is a nice wee one. The Heerenveen guys have got a great fixture. PSV are well priced for what they are right now. I think that's the way to go. Liam Pev. Hey Quinny, can you look at what you think my best lineups could be this weekend in Prem? These will be fun. Liam's been buying some sick cards recently. I need to look at the fixtures quickly. So let's say Sunderland to smash Man United, Liverpool Chelsea, goals galore, Tottenham Leeds, God knows, Brighton to smash Wolves, West Ham Arsenal, also God knows. I know Arsenal are riding high, they might win the league and stuff. I can see West Ham. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that if you could avoid it. Palace, Everton, again, really dodgy. Let's see how Palace run Thursday, same as Villa, who played Burnley. Forest run Thursday as well. They play Newcastle. Fulham Bournemouth feels like a happy, fun game. City Brentford feels like I've put Cherky and Doku in my best team. It feels like a game that City should smash. And Arsenal, like imagine Arsenal 4:30 kickoff on the Sunday. Imagine Man City have smashed Brentford and then Arsenal drop points or something. You know, I could see City being with that mentality of put the pressure on them to make a mistake and go and cook Brentford a new one. But Brentford, not to be written off, as I often do with them. But, yeah, that could be a boss one to aim at. Let's have a wee last look at the table. Arsenal City's round the corner, isn't it? Oh no, it's done. Oh, is it for next season? I get sent a thing about Arsenal City tickets. Must be for next year. I thought it was an Arsenal City game still to come. That'll be wild. City having the game in hand is kind of useful for stacking and stuff, isn't it? But Anyway, slight tangent. Anyway, okay, Pickford, sorry, 4. And Darlow, yeah. Okay, so we have the 5 that work with. Got there in the end. Apologies, Liam. Hope West Ham lose and Leeds 100% stay up. Brighton and City games looking good. Brighton stack, yeah, I think Brighton will smash. Currently on Raya, Gabmag, Bruno, Haaland and Cunha. Nice. Pickford, Van Hecke, Garner, Welbeck stack. Darlow, Ampadu, Rice, Saka, Guy. Sells, VVD, Matuas Fernandez, Watkins, Tielemans. Right, so who's the best defender coming into this weekend? You've got Gab Mag as team 1, Van Hecke as team 2, Ampadu at 3, VVD at 4. I think Guy is kind of underused there, unless I've missed him. Oh yeah, he's in a double defence team. Fair enough. No Sunderland play. Have you got a Kusanov? No. Somebody said Kusanov's looking good recently. I wasn't sure if you had him there, but yeah, Kusanov is looking the part. I like Gab Mag for team 1 as well, don't get me wrong. I just think Guy is probably a bit more likely to get high AA. Like, just as a matter of fact. Van Hecke's got a great game. A lot of Thursday night boys, which makes it hard. Bruno, Haaland, Cunha is team 1. Saka came off quite early Wednesday. I think Saka's going to start the weekend, is what my amateur opinion would be on that. And I'm not sure I'd put Cunha over Saka. Your team 2's got Welbeck as the forward. I know it's probably not really an order. But I would look at that, to be honest with you. And was there anyone that's decent you've not really... Ryan's not been brought into a team. Maybe you can bring him in for someone. Again, him playing Fulham is a very usable match. You know, it's not going to really break into the 70s, but for your team 4s and 3s, I'd maybe try and look to bring him in rather than maybe Watkins. I don't know. I suppose Watkins doesn't... No, Watkins does have Thursdays. Yeah, so I would maybe kind of weigh that up, because Watkins isn't much better than a 65 anyway, unless he's getting double Ds, which he's also got a bit of. He's got the World Cup to play for. But honestly, I'm not too sure there's much wiggle in those teams. They're pretty spot on. Everton are at home to somebody decent as well. You've got Raya over Pickford. Who's Pickford got again? Where is he? There he is. Palace after they play Thursday night. Everton are at home. Another away. Yeah, it's tough, mate. It's tough. I think I would probably end up with Pickford, Van Hecke, Bruno, Haaland, Saka. It's team 1. I think that's where I would end up. I guess if that's your 4 rare teams, all your Sunderland rares, you're just going to play them in limited in season or something? Or arenas? Limited in season feels better, mate. Win some cash. There's not much left to go, but just a wee thought there. I think you'll beat Man United. How long have we got? We've got Mason, we've got Aiden, we've got OK, and we've got Gavin Ridley when I get his username in. I know I know it, but I cannot remember it. Now, Mason normally catches as that cut off, so I'll do Mason's request, and then the other 3, which I'll make a note of, and any other ones that maybe trickle in at the end here, we'll pick up with Friday morning. Yeah. Let's see. So what was Mason's request again? Mason. Going for 5th in Bundes. Fifth in Bundes. Mason, thoughts and prayers are with you, buddy. I really hope that is the absolute highlight of your weekend. And I mean that in the best possible way. Right, Van der Voort has got a decent game. I don't think it's amazing, but it's alright. And yeah, St. Pauli should be good, but St. Pauli are weird. You think they're going to get a clean sheet and they bloody well score on you. Vasilj, Flecken, Sandwich Hands. Damon's alright this week as well. Borussia Mönchengladbach, not highly prolific. Rono, dodgy. What's the best keeper play for Bundesliga? If we're going for streak 5, that's something that's going to be worth hunting out, I think. Hoffenheim, Bremen. Bremen don't score much. Yeah, there's not really an outstanding goalkeeper pick this week. I do think maybe Hoffenheim, Bremen, if we can just look maybe overall. Bremen have scored 37. Yeah, St. Pauli is the one to target on paper. They're the lowest scorers in the league, closely followed by Bremen. If we look at, let's just say, form overall the last 10, the best goals against is Leipzig, Dortmund. Mainz not far away, by the way. It's not Hoffenheim, but Mönchengladbach again scored 12. That's amongst the lowest numbers here. Union Berlin have scored 9. Yeah, Mainz play Union Berlin, don't they? Mainz goalkeeper feels like it could be something. Who's the Mainz goalkeeper? Is it Zettner or something? Zettner? One of those guys? Oh, it's Bats. I think you had him. Yeah, you get a classic him. Yeah, so I think between Bats and Van der Voort, you've got okay keepers. I'm not sure there's a keeper out there I would really run after. Who's playing Heidenheim? Heidenheim away at Cologne. Not that good, is it? Let's see home. Hoffenheim have conceded 21 and 16. Home form last 5. Hoffenheim 8 and 7. Yeah, they're just not that great defensively. Let's see. Let's look at the actual defence. Goalkeeper, it's hard to see much improvement in there. It's a bit of a roulette, sadly. Schlotto's going to play. Big game for him. Good game for him at the weekend against Frankfurt, isn't it? Yeah, very friendly for a guy like that. Last man tackling and high AA duels and triples and all the good stuff. Lukeba's expected back. Rom's expected back. Power Classic. You've got 2 Ramis, Classic and in season. I don't think he's in the mix. Classic Grimmy. Is there another defender that we could really use? I'll maybe look at keepers while we're on the market now, in case I've overlooked something. Anything you need, by the way, like the market's very friendly right now. Like Grimaldo in season at 13, Rom in season at 13. If these things help you get a team over the line to attack streak 5, I think they're very good things to try and go after. Particularly if both of them have got halfway decent games. Let's look at the keepers. The Bats is £3 if you need him. Oh, Zetter's at Frankfurt, of course he is. Oh, Zentner's out. Is that what it is? Okay, let's look at mid. And let's look at what you're packing. Defense is good. It's a bit thin, isn't it? If you want to do multi-entry on it all. Amiri, good game. Good game for him. You opened your Gruda up and made him a mid. I liked him better as a forward, personally. Nabel, again, good game for him. Faris Chaibe could do alright against Dortmund. I don't think you're going to play him high. Palacios is very usable, team 2 and 3, as is Aliesh. Eriksen's in there, very usable at the moment, as is Rocco. Is there another like Amiri level guy that's like cheap as chips? Like Aliesh. Oh, you have him, don't you? Yeah, you've got him. That's fine. Trying to avoid some of these Thursday night guys because they can just be hard to figure. Schmidt for a quid is doing pretty well there now. Playing Hoffenheim for team 3 or 4. Maybe we'd look at him. He's on set pieces. Laird was telling me about yesterday. What was the mids you had again? Gruda's cool. Elkanus if he's playing. Leverkusen. Kind of prefer that better for Leverkusen players. Like Aliesh. Yes, I think you've got like 2 really strong mids here if you go double mid for 2 of them. And there's enough pieces here. Like maybe Elkanus can play and lead a team. Maybe Eriksen can play in team 3 or 4. Reit's the same. I'd like to find a team 1 level guy that would just make that top level a bit punchier. Forwards, we've got Kramaric and Toure. Get some nice forwards here, actually. Yeah. And what does the market give us for forwards right now? Or we've not even looked at mids. Sorry, let's look at mids. Or did we look at mids, actually? Maybe we did. I think we did. Nice, Celtic fan 67. I'm thinking about how does it work. It's just fantasy football. Maybe you buy the cards. There's free-to-play modes, so you can learn the ropes and stuff. If I buy a player at a lower value and they do well, yeah, that kind of thing happens. But there's 2 kind of, I won't go into it right now. Celtic fan 67, we can go into it in much more detail. I've just got a Celtic stream to do on Celtic here in like 25 minutes. But to win money, you want to play with in-season cards, the ones that are out for that season. And to win cards and or tickets or all the other stuff, you need mainly classic cards, which are any card. Doesn't matter what season they came out in. The ones that can win money cost more money. They cost more money at the beginning of the season than they do at the end of the season. We're looking at Bundesliga cards right now with 2 games to go. Kane at 50 quid and Elise at 77. These guys have been 2, 3, 4 times worth that this season because of how powerful they've been. And do you know what, mate? See, for you, Mason Miller, Wolfsburg and Cologne. I know you're only got Streak 5 for this week. That's all you care about. But Kane's going to smash somebody. Kane is going to smash somebody this weekend. I like Mazza for a £5. That's pretty usable. Diamandi at 44, pretty usable as well. Yeah, I'd be interested at like a level up or 2 coming in. So if I'd go Kimmich and Kane, because Kimmich has been a wee bit kind of on the flatter side. I'm saying that as he brings in nothing but 70s basically, but I suppose Elise being a forward kind of, yeah, it's kind of Kimmich, isn't it? But yeah, I wouldn't be against like throwing a wee Kane into the mix or like a in-season Rom or Grimaldo if that helps boost the teams out, because you do have some classics that are usable, but a Bakayoko, Harder, Undav, these guys aren't really usable for Streak 5, are they? I think Kane's a big thing. Even classic Kane probably helps. And with the mids, let's look at the teams. Stuttgart. They playing Elkanus. They'll play Elkanus. That's cool. They'll play Stiller. You've got him as well. Yeah, I think like Kane is like the thing to add in, mate. Kane, Diamandi's about the same price. I really would only look at Kane if you have that level of budget. The budget doesn't quite stretch that far. I think we're going to be looking at a wee in-season somebody you've got as classic, like a Grimaldo or A ROM, something like that. Goretzka will be quite usable, by the way. Goretzka's good when he plays. I don't know if I would touch your big. It could be good, but I don't know if I would touch it. Appreciate it, no problem, mate. I say, but plenty of time to get stuck into, mate. There's no mad rush, and you can play it for free. The World Cup mode for the free mode is going to be out in like 20 odd days or something. So you can catch out some of the free content, how to play for free and all that kind of stuff. And then when the next set comes out, just have a bash with it. Figure out if you fancy it or not. Which is quite cool. Oh, I've got Thursday night stuff. I've not even built a team for it yet. By the way, are the team sheets out? No, not yet. Okay, cool. I'll probably need to work that out when I'm on with McBride. Bishop, good to see you, mate. Just set some lineups for MLS. Not a massive budget on the 400 streak. You able to review it? I wouldn't be tonight, mate. I do need to dash off in a moment or two. Yeah, Rob's saying play the sets for the last few weeks. Like, honestly, it's with the free stuff. You know, you can just goof about with it. Open some packs. It's some fun. Please join by clicking the link that's in the description of the video. It directly supports me. And you've got beginner tutorials on the channel. You can always ask me questions, mate. Live chat and comment sections and whatnot. I've got, yeah, so the Scandinavian post thing, tag me in it. I don't mind doing that sort of thing. Zentner's meant to be back too. Oh, is he? The Mainz goalkeeper? The Mainz goalkeeper is meant to be back. Oh no, Bats. It's a wee bit confusing, this crap, but the lower number is better. I think it's still Bats, but maybe, unless there's news came out, maybe Zentner's in the picture. Sherry Becker's been alright, by the way, in the Bundesliga. Maybe not quite streak 5 level, but Mainz are a good wee team. Mainz are a good wee team. Right, let me write down what's left. Yeah, like you've got double mid, Amiri, Nebel, you've got Stinger, El Canus, and you've got Aliesh and Palacios. That's 3 teams of double mid. That's fantastic. Never mind some of the other, like Reitz, Eriksson, Kaminsky, Grifo. These guys can all be team 4 options. So, man, I think a Kane and another in-season defender, or maybe even a classic somebody. You don't need much, mate, to make this work. You're quite close, mate, to Smashville. But we had Aiden Smith. We had Gavin Ridley. And who was in the middle of those two? Oki. That's it. Oki. Aiden, what was your request, Amundo? We'll do this first thing tomorrow morning, guys. And for any of you that are into it, I'll catch you over at Seltzar here in like 20 minutes. Become a yeah, no problem. You asked just before that, didn't you? Okay, could you 5th streak La Liga? Yes, we'll do that in the morning. Okay, 5th streak La Liga. Gavin. Oh no, Aiden was before that, wasn't he? Where was Aiden? Aiden. Gavin Ridley, it was World Cup. Where's I see that now? And then where is Aiden? Aiden Smith, there. In-season MLS team and World Cup. In-season MLS and World Cup. If you do have a wee list on your profile for your World Cup team already, it'll make it a wee bit easier to put that together, but it'll be just as easy anyway. I can have a wee fling through it. So tomorrow, we'll come on live around, I don't know, maybe around 10 o'clock, give or take, either side. Nice, Michael. I'll pick up with that shortly. If McGowan's saying that, interesting. I think Martin Neal's going to be like the chairman or like football person or something. I don't think he'll be the manager. Maybe the manager, who knows. But yeah, I've got those 3 requests lined up. If any members show up for that tomorrow as well, I'll see you there. And then we'll be preparing for the deadline show as usual with me and Harry Trades in the afternoon. And we have a new Celtic podcast that'll be out in the morning as well. So turn on notifications for that. It should be live at 8 AM tomorrow. And maybe we'll have a stream to do for Celtic stuff ahead of the Derby weekend. Celtic Weekly catch-up stuff. So tons of stuff over the next 24 hours. Thanks to all the members that support the content and support the channel, and everyone that we managed to do a request for this evening. Oh yeah, David Taylor says that thing about bats as well, by the way. So maybe we need to watch for that. Maybe there's news coming out. But we'll catch up with all this in the morning. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll see you for leg 2 of this